It's 3 to 4 feet taller than reality. Its ropes are red, white, and blue. Its platform is blank stretched canvas. They say it's built for a man. There's room for my competitors and I. There's corners and centers, punches and knockouts, blood, sweat, and tears. Entrepreneurship is a boxing match. But we, the women, know how to stay light on our feet. We slide past insecurity. We shuffle through sexual harassment, me too. We duck, then jab, then land, and suddenly, the predefined role of woman calls our name. Wife, mother, feminist, auntie, babysitter, nasty woman, pow. Right in the kisser. I fall. Face against platform, I heard my ego crack when I realized that my male competitor has more mirrors in his dressing room. You're a woman. This is not your place. The referee counts down. You don't belong here. VCs from people who look like them and I don't look like them. I didn't learn how to box in school. My parents are not boxers or coaches. My life is just a corner. 8, 7, 6, I breathe. This game is rigged, but fuck that. I'm the only species on earth that can bleed for a month and not die. I am badass. Even if I bow out and get a corporate job, I would still make less than the man who would scrape my remains from this platform. 5, 4, 3, get up, girl. Pin a Nike commercial to your memory. Remember that you don't get in where you fit in. You fit in until you get in, because fitting in is about character and getting in is about access. You're already in a match. Get up. Bite the hand that feeds you, bull. Burn the bridges you never want to cross again. You got this. Slide, duck, jab, land, and remember that you know how to stay light on your feet.
Welcome to the Black Girl Ventures Pitch Competition. I am Dominique Townsend, BGV alumni and founder of We Optimize Work, and you are watching the BGV Equilibria Pitch Competition. It's the largest competition for Black and Brown women founders, combining the premise of Shark Tank and Kickstarter to give you an opportunity to be a part of an entrepreneur's journey. The idea for BGV Pitch actually comes from Black history. In the early 1900s, during the Great Migration, white landowners raised the rent and Black people threw what's called a rent party, where admission fees helped people stay in their homes. Now, these were not just any parties. You had people like Langston Hughes, Fats Waller, and Duke Ellington helping with these events. Now here we are, our ancestors' wildest dreams, providing access to capital through engaging the community. You will watch 8 awesome women pitch their businesses to a set of judges. Each participant gets 3 minutes to pitch. The judges do not determine the winner. You are the power. You will vote for the pitch you favor at www.razorify.co. Participants will win a mix of capital from the audience, capital from our sponsor, and the BGV Startup Package, which includes access to an accountant, business coaching, Salesforce Essentials, Google Cloud credits, HubSpot for startups, and more.
Good morning, everybody. My name is Coco Mears, and I'm the CEO and co-founder of Equilibria. We could not be more excited to sponsor today's pitch competition. It's so exciting to support these amazing founders who are building their dreams, and we are delighted to be here. Equilibria is a CBD company for women, so this is deeply tied into our mission. And a fun fact about me is I was a dancer all the way through college, a ballet dancer. So sometimes I think entrepreneurship is a little bit like improv. You're on stage, often making it up as you go. So really excited to support these creative founders.
Thanks, Coco. Delighted to be here. My name is Amanda Lanner. I'm the CEO of an HR tech company called Jellyvision in Chicago. A fun fact about me, my favorite entrepreneur is actually my brother, who is a Grammy award-winning music producer.
And good morning, everyone. My name is Jason Jones. I work for T-Mobile as a director of marketing. And a fun fact about me is that I used to work in production of music video sets and even made one for Salt and Pepper. And I'm excited to be here.
Visit Razorfy.co and select today's event. Enter your donation for the pitches you loved and click the donate button to proceed to checkout. Review and confirm your donation once more by tapping donate. And finally, key in your payment info to cast your vote. Voting will be open for 7 days. And remember, there's a $5 minimum for your vote to count. Your donation keeps a Black or brown women in business. You are changing the world with Black Girl Ventures.
Hi, nail friends. I'm Michelle Robinson. I'm the owner of Demi Blue, the vegan-friendly nail polish brand. Did you know that many nail polish products contain well-known toxins that have been linked to cancers? That researchers have warned us of these chemicals, better known as the toxic trio. That's formaldehyde, toluene, and DBP. All have been linked to carcinogens. Well, I wanted to do something about this problem after my mom was diagnosed with cancer. I watched my mom not have the ability to express her flamboyant personality through her nails because her nails created a sensitivity to those chemicals that were found in nail polishes. I wanted to make sure that my mom had an opportunity to use healthier products for her nails and continue to be the expressive Sunny Juliet that she is. So Demi Blue is a better choice. It's 10-free, meaning that we've eliminated 10 of those toxins that have been linked to cancers and developmental defects. It has no animal-derived ingredients, making it vegan-friendly, and of course, it's cruelty-free. So why the name Demi Blue, you ask? Well, Demi Blue is a part of my legacy. I wanted to make sure that I created a company and a brand that my children could use, that my granddaughter could use, and not have to worry about the toxic chemicals. And blue is my favorite color. So we definitely know there's a market for nail polishes. Nail polishes have been around since the 1920s in some form. Currently, women in the United States, over 100,000 women in the United States use nail polish. And it's projected to increase to 102,000 women in 2024. Those are the women that we're looking to target. We are aware that there are competitors in the industry that have already made the decision to transition their products to vegan-friendly, cruelty-free, and even healthier choices. However, Demi Blue checks the boxes, nail friends. We check the boxes where our customers are seeking the healthiest nail polishes with the best looks and a contribution to social responsibility. Just in the 12 months that our products have been on the market, we've sold over 7,000 units and serviced 235 women in our community. We do have online presence. We're in 3 consignment stores. We're in 5 brick and mortar stores. We're even on the Walmart marketplace. And not only do we sell our products, but we are in our community. We provide free manicures to cancer survivors. We don't just sell products, we walk the walk. We're in the community, we're giving back, and a portion of our sales go towards the efforts of providing those free manicures to cancer survivors to ensure they have access to the healthy products. So our team is small, and of course we're growing it. I'm Michelle, I'm the CEO, and my background is in healthcare and education, which makes me a very good candidate to provide this healthy product. And then I brought my daughter along, Deja. We're looking to grow our team. And with our projections for the rest of this year, we need $105,000 to make Demi Blue a household name across the United States. We're even in talks with buyers from Target stores and Ulta, and we need your help. Thank you.
All right. Michelle, congratulations on all that you've built. This is really, really exciting, super impressive traction in just such a short time. Could you talk a little bit about kind of what the goals are for the next 6 to 12 months? You spoke about the competitive landscape. It's such a competitive space. So how are you going to make sure that Ulta and then that Target buyer choose Demi Blue for their shelves and not another brand?
Absolutely. So we've done the research. We've walked into the Target stores. We've walked into the Ulta stores, and we've seen what's on their shelves. Now, they've made a commitment to make sure that they're engaging more African-American and minority founders that share their missions to create healthier products. We are that healthier product, and we want to make sure that our customers and customers all over the world have access to us.
I'll jump in here. I absolutely loved that pitch, Michelle. That was very memorable. The storytelling was incredible. You can see the mission behind it. My question is, a lot of times distribution can be marketing. You're saying something about the experience, and I think you know your audience. It's people who use nails for self-expression. That's not everybody, but It is very meaningful to those who do. Do you ever think about not necessarily trying to be everywhere, but being in places where that message will really resonate? Would you ever think about sort of vertical integration and starting your own nail salons, for example? Having a branded experience, and maybe you can have like more revenue in different ways than trying to have national distribution. Can you talk a little bit about really what the grand vision is in that regard?
Absolutely. There is a grand vision, and I'm glad you brought that up. The initial idea was to make the product available, definitely to our health conscious community and definitely women who want a healthier product, right? And then in our future projections, we do want to expand. We started offering natural manicuring services using a holistic approach prior to COVID. Unfortunately, COVID prevented us from having that one-on-one engagement with our clients. Mm-hmm. So we had to cease that operation for a while. But we're looking to reintroduce those holistic manicuring services to our clients in a healthy environment by creating a mobile service where we can take our manicures to our clients in an isolated environment and expose them to not only the product, but healthier manicuring services.
Michelle, I loved your pitch and the personal connection. I do think that definitely comes through, and it will resonate with potential shoppers. One thing that I ask, and a bit naive because this is not a space that I spend a lot of time in, but when you're talking about bringing your product to scale, I wonder how much of your emphasis in marketing will have to be on letting people know that traditional nail polish is harmful. Like, do you have to spend so much of your effort there before you can even really dive into building your brand, or how have you thought of that?
Absolutely. We're doing that now. We're creating a system where we're educating our potential consumers and our current consumers all across social media. We're in the community. Like I said, prior to COVID, we were more active in the community, but we do focus group events where we invite women to participate in those educational sessions. We create blog posts. I have an ambassador program where those ambassadors are responsible for not only selling the product, but educating women in the community as well. So we definitely are taking efforts to make sure we're doing that.
To vote, visit Razorfy.co and select today's event. Enter your donation for the pitches you loved and click the donate button to proceed to checkout. Review and confirm your donation once more by tapping donate. And finally, key in your payment info to cast your vote. Voting will be open for 7 days. And remember, there's a $5 minimum for your vote to count. Your donation keeps a Black or brown women in business. You are changing the world with Black Girl Ventures.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Melissa Lamar, and I'm the founder of Mel's Butter Blends. We are an all-natural personal care line that is made from raw ingredients like aloe, mango butter, and essential oils. And our products can be used by men, women, and children of various ethnicities. We're known as the home of the hair crack, and our mission is to keep it pure and simple. We create high-quality, full-body use natural products that are not water-based or mixed with synthetic ingredients. Now, I didn't decide to start this business. It really happened as a result of me looking for a product to moisturize my natural hair after deciding to transition from chemical products. And throughout my research and trial and error experimentation with products, many of the products I found that were geared towards natural hair were actually full of chemicals and synthetic ingredients. I couldn't find anything that really had any long-term benefits or moisture and styling benefits. Constant reapplication was needed, and I would be constantly buying more products. And then I realized that there's a lot of division in the personal care industry, with products being separated for men, women, children, ethnic hair care, and all of that. So I decided to focus on raw ingredients to find real solutions. As I started to make products, I really wanted to focus on purposeful ingredients. So I choose ingredients that have specific benefits for hair moisture and hair growth, and things to help with irritated skin conditions like eczema and psoriasis. And then I wanted to make sure that the products weren't going to be water-based or just shea butter-based like many of the other products on the natural personal care market. And then I wanted to make sure to keep it simple. Simplifying beauty routines is important. Multiple members of the family can use the same products, and that cuts down on product waste ultimately. So as I mentioned, the hair crack was my first signature product. I created it in 2015, and that was a moisturizer I was using for myself, and then I shared it with others, and it slow rolled into a business. And then I decided to incorporate in 2017 once it started to indicate that a business was forming from my hobby. Our revenue model is threefold. We have e-commerce sales from our main website, Amazon, and Etsy. We sell business to customer in person at local trade shows and expos. And we are working on our B2B distribution strategy. We have a few salon partners, and we are working on securing a partnership with Brown Superstores, who owns Fresh Grocer and ShopRite locations in the Philadelphia area. Our current traction is pretty solid, and we've been growing at a growth rate of 90% since 2016. We've sold over 10,000 units. We have over 5,000 social media followers across platforms. We've been able to win a few pitch contests and participate in accelerator programs as well. The market opportunity for this brand is great as we intersect between the wellness industry, personal care, and beauty and cosmetics, with a total available market of $1.4 billion. And we are hoping to capture at least $20 million of that. We are currently working on outsourcing production to a co-packer so that we can scale manufacturing and begin our retail distribution later this year. We want to raise $100,000 of working capital by August 2021 to scale production and build our sales team. Here are some of our awesome products, signature products being the Hair Crack and Hair Crack Remix that help stimulate hair growth and keep the hair and skin moisturized. We have about 300 annual customers online who have left awesome reviews on our website and on social media. And I'm thankful to have an awesome team behind me, a great sales team lead and social media team lead that helped me put together our promotional campaigns and sales strategies. I also have a great team of advisors who help me with everything from product formulation, strategic partnerships, to marketing. Thank you for your time and attention, and I hope that you will vote for the home of the hair crack.
Melissa, great job. I'm loving these slides. I'm loving the thoughtful detail around the story about business and how you're going to grow it. I have a question going back to the 3 modes of distribution. Just for fun, let's say you had to pick only one. Which one would you pick and why?
Well,
Well, business to business distribution is the best strategy for us as a CPG good. We definitely want to be in stores and on shelves, especially with our product that's very sensory oriented. People want to test it, smell it, try it before they buy it. So it's a lot harder to acquire new customers simply purely in e-commerce. A lot of our e-commerce sales have been repeat buyers who have purchased from us in person at trade shows, again, like I mentioned before. So still having that ability to interact with the product in person is very important to converting new customers. So B2B distribution is definitely where we prefer to be.
To facilitate that, Melissa, I grew up at L'Oreal as a brand manager. So by the way, I just have such appreciation for the size of this category, particularly as it relates to natural hair. Massive market. So loving all of this. Also love the applicability to skin, and that you're not just focused on one category, but these can be sort of omni-purpose products. I think there's a lot of promise there. Let's talk margin, because whether you're going to go into distribution, B2B, or I did see something in there about a modern MLM, which I think is super interesting also, given trust-based selling, and like, it seems like the virality that a product like, it's named Hair Crack, right? There's some real love there. I think people could share that with each other and their community. No matter what, though, you're going to need a high margin. How much does this cost you to make?
Currently, we sell 4 and 8 ounce jars. The 4 ounce jars cost less than about $3 to make, and then the 8 ounce jars are about $5 to make, depending on the blend. So each blend has their own set of ingredients. So some are a little more expensive than others, but that's the average. So our margins are about 65 to 75% profit per product per size. It's going to change a little bit once we outsource to our manufacturer. But that's where our current cost is.
A little bit for the better or a little bit for the worse? I want you to be in that 70 to 80 range, especially if we're going to go into B2B here.
Yes, for sure. We are working on that. It's been with supply chain, finding right ingredients that are high, able to bring those costs down.
Great.
I had a similar question to what Amanda did in terms of the distribution option. So I know B2B would be where you would like to go, but also knowing that might be one of the more challenging for you to succeed in terms of getting things up and running initially. Are the other two, or that you mentioned, trade shows and e-commerce, do you think that those are equally viable? Or if success doesn't come in the B2B space, do you think that that's going to be a really difficult challenge for this product to overcome?
I don't think that it'll be a huge challenge. We've done very well just selling direct to our customers, especially with trade shows and pop-up shops that can, make $2,000 in 4 hours, just because that's of the saturation of events and people show up at events to shop. And we've been very successful, even as a small fish in a big pond, at some of the larger regional trade shows, like in Atlanta. We've done the Talia Wajid World Natural Hair Show and sold out of products on the first day. So we can continue to go that route. It's just the B2B distribution will have a larger spread and be able to reach people in different regions.
To vote, visit Razorfy.co and select today's event. Enter your donation for the pitches you loved and click the donate button to proceed to checkout. Review and confirm your donation once more by tapping donate. And finally, key in your payment info to cast your vote. Voting will be open for 7 days. And remember, there's a $5 minimum for your vote to count. Your donation keeps a Black or brown women in business. You are changing the world with Black Girl Ventures.
My name is Manisha Edwards, and I am the founder of Scent and Fire Candle Company. After my father was shot and paralyzed in 2017, I was his 24-hour caregiver, and it took a toll on me mentally. I was diagnosed with PTSD, seasonal affective disorder, and severe anxiety. I eventually turned to aromatherapy healing practices to help lower depressive episodes. Mental illness is prominent in minority communities. Only 35% of men and women consistently make time for self-care, and that percentage is significantly decreased within Black communities. Furthermore, only one in 3 Black adults in the U.S. who need mental health care will actually receive it. Mental health care is oftentimes stigmatized and looked at as a pricey privilege amongst minorities. To battle these statistics, we are providing green manufacturing, community, and technology to create access to clean fragrance and personal care alternatives, as well as an online platform with affordable resources and content on sustainable wellness practices to fight mental illness in marginalized communities. Our market share opportunity includes the $11.8 billion U.S. fragrance industry, as well as the $4.24 trillion global wellness industry and the $8 billion candle industry. Mm-hmm. We have a major advantage over our other eco-friendly fragrance brands by utilizing technology to enhance the aromatic experience for mental wellness. Scent & Fire is a tech-based manufacturer of eco-luxury scented candles and other fragrant consumables made from domestically sourced and raw and recycled materials. Our products are paired with a mobile app that offers digital wellness, music playlists, and a safe community for those who suffer from anxiety and depression. Our current business model is direct to consumer, and our primary target buyers are men and women ages 21 to 65 who seek clean fragrances and eco-friendly personal wellness products for daily self-care regimens. Our products are $4.15 on average, and our retail prices range from $8 and $45. Our company launched in April 2019 and has since gone on to grow from my living room into a warehouse with a team of 5. Within 2 years, we have established notable partnerships, including collaborations with Showtime and Palmer's Cocoa Butter, and press features on Essence.com and The Today Show. We grossed over $150K in 2020, and we're expected to reach $250K by the end of 2021. We are in need of $100K to finish our app build beyond the MVP, acquire and retain customers, expand our product line, launch our reentry employment program for previously incarcerated and battered women, and hire new talent for production, marketing, and admin work to ultimately scale the brand. Thank you so much for your time and your consideration.
Great mission, great growth, and really beautiful packaging that I think feels medicinal, but also elegant and consumer friendly. Like it just looked really cool.
Thank you.
My question for you is, how are you going to acquire customers? What is your sort of enduring, sustainable go-to-market strategy? It's a message worth hearing. How can you cost effectively get it to market? I'd love to hear about customer acquisition.
So far we've had all organic reach, and all of our press has been organic as well. We utilize Facebook, Instagram, as well as the Facebook and Instagram ads. So we do both. We just started doing paid ads, and we also utilize organic content creation. As far as community building, we started a Facebook group that has grown tremendously. It's still growing, and our app component, which I'm actually completely done with the MVP, and we're getting ready to do an MVP launch. That community, the wait list is over 2,000 people on the email list. So we're pretty much all digital, and that's how we've gone to market, and that's how we'll continue to go to market.
Monisha, the authenticity with which you tell your story is just really powerful. Thank you for sharing your story. Such an important mission, mental health generally, and especially in underserved communities. I love what you're doing so much.
Thank you.
As a founder who's tried to do too many things at once and has failed by not being focused in my career, if you had to choose, what is Scent & Fire? Is it a candle company and a CPG company that sells a physical good, or is it a mental health community that offers a digital app? Can you really do both, and what are your priorities?
Honestly, if I essentially had to choose, of course, I would choose the fact that Sit and Fire is a CPG company. We are beyond candles at this point. At the very beginning, we were just candles, but we are sort of transitioning into digital wellness because my sole mission, honestly, when I started the candle company, it was to help me get out of a dark space. And I feel that I don't want my company to just be the consumer product business where there's so many different candles and unisex organic fragrances that are on the market. I want to become a digital wellness company that essentially educates on how to take care of yourself when you're dealing with mental health issues.
I wanted to echo, first of all, the look and feel of the packaging and all the products and the connection to your own story. Once again, I thought was phenomenal. I was looking for things that I would buy myself immediately. Kind of related to what Coco said. Long term, if you want to, build more of this community, but you also want to focus on the CPG, do you think maybe that's something that you could consider is focusing on the actual hard goods and connecting with someone who already has some of that space created in the digital platform, like a talk space or other places, and utilize the work that they've done as opposed to doing everything yourself and having a bit more focus?
Yeah, and essentially that's what I'm trying to do. I created the app out of a need to house our playlists. A lot of our candles come with music playlists, and then some of us started creating like guided meditation and ASMR videos to go with, or ASMR audio to go with the candles. But essentially I do think down the line, it would be better to partner with someone or a company or organization who has already established that community component so that we can focus on our manufacturing. So yeah, I mean, going back to what the previous person said, I feel like I can do it right now because we're still growing. But once we get to major scale, yes, I do want to focus more so on our manufacturing and our product line. And by the way, I design everything myself. Everything that you see, all the branding, that's done by me, the website and all of that.
Bravo.
Very talented, Monica.
Thank you.
To vote, visit Razorfy.co and select today's event. Enter your donation for the pitches you loved and click the donate button to proceed to checkout. Review and confirm your donation once more by tapping donate. And finally, key in your payment info to cast your vote. Voting will be open for 7 days. And remember, there's a $5 minimum for your vote to count. Your donation keeps a Black or brown women in business. You are changing the world with Black Girl Ventures.
Hello, everyone. I'm Ruth Gordon Martin. I'm a postpartum doula and founder and CEO of Cuddle. Cuddle was born out of my own birth experience. I gave birth via C-section, which caused postpartum anemia, leading to blood transfusion. I struggled the first days home to replicate the care I got in the hospital. I read no book, nothing about the postpartum care. Thank God for my mom and my mother-in-law and my aunt that showed up with traditional remedies for postpartum to help me heal. So here's the problem. 3 out of 4 women get zero info or products to help them heal. And 40% of women feel depressed, anxious, and overwhelmed in the first week after birth. 50% don't know what to expect and are shocked when they look at their bodies. My solution is an organic plant-based recovery products, 5 products in a kit that's made by local artisans in New York City, made with the same healing herbs, and that's trusted by midwives for centuries. Along with the products, there's education, ebooks and guides, and there's a self-care weekly newsletter that's providing moms with validation and support they need to survive the most life-altering experience they have. The market as it stands now, there are 4 million moms that give birth in the US. 2.2 million of those I consider my addressable, and of that, I'm hoping to capture 10% of that, which is attainable market, which is 220,000 moms. If that happens, or when it happens, because it's going to happen, that's about 50 million a year in revenue. Our competition just sells kits. They just sell kits. They push kits. Cuddle's advantage is that we educate and we build community. I'm also a certified practicing doula, so moms get access to me and my knowledge and information. Our target audience are first-time pregnant moms, second, third-time moms who I call the been there, done that ones who had no products and now find products to help them heal, and veteran moms who are part of our community, who are champions for their friends and buying products for them. There's also the B2B section, which wholesale, which are birth centers, they're independent midwives and doulas that are coming to us looking for products, and the organic marketplace that love our products and say, we want to feature you. I launched in the fall of 2019, and this is the revenue so far. And we've just been blowing up and selling boxes and spreading the word about postpartum recovery. Along with that, in terms of market awareness, I've been featured in, my first partnership was with the Skim, and we sold 120 boxes there. We're on social media, growing our email list. I have about 3,000 moms now in our email list, spreading the word every Wednesday, telling them what to expect and giving them validation. There's also an ambassador program and reaching out to mom guides and blogs. I'm now sponsoring Natal Stories, which is a Black docu-series about birthing by Black in America. We've gotten awards from Very Well Family and also from Healthline Parenthood. We've been featured in Vogue, Shape, Harper's Bazaar, and with every press mention, we've blown out our search volume. So a recent one was 215%. This is our testimonials, and this is what moms are saying. Moms want the education. They want the products. Moms love our products, the realness of it. We're no longer into fads and gimmicks. We want real solutions to our problems. They want brands who are no longer going to sugarcoat it and just give them the realness. These are the humans behind working with me here at Cuddle. And then our ask is 200K. The first 6 months, we'll hope to use the funds to reach other channels where moms are active, hire a full-time marketer, a freelance PR, a part-time content writer, and paid social and partnerships. The next 12 months, launch a planner. One of the issues that we see with moms is like they don't know what to expect in postpartum. So we'd love to offer a postpartum planner, a playbook of what to expect from hospital to home, and a C-section box involved in that as well. And along with that, offers virtual support and tutorial membership to moms. Thank you so much.
Go, Ruth, go.
Thank you.
I was wondering where you were for my first 2 pregnancies as you were talking. Incredible.
Thank you so much. That's what everyone I meet say that. Where were you?
Yeah. So much here. Obviously, your background, your credentials, the efficacy of the product is generating. You clearly have product market fit here. They're obviously working. When we look at this traction, there's real need here. Love the name. I love your passion. Like, so much to be to celebrate here. Let's talk a little more about competitive differentiation, because as you've mentioned, you view community and education and really showing up for these women as a way that you can differentiate from everybody else on this screen. Is there a way that you could digitally share, almost, kind of digitize birthing coaches or doulas or your knowledge base and kind of meet your customers where they are through almost a tele-ed approach? How do you view really building community, offering education beyond just the products? Can COVID help you here by allowing you to do sort of e-consultations with these new moms at their most vulnerable times?
I mean, that's what I said about the about offering tutorial memberships tutorial membership is what I thought of in terms of giving moms some online access. What I find is all moms, we're all stuck in baby, right? Baby brands, baby registry. So a tutorial to help moms prepare for postpartum. That's one way. We're looking to the future just to add that piece. In terms of tele-doula, that's another aspect, but I think that could also be an add-on to the tutorial. One of the aspects one of the other things I think about as well is like when you buy a box, you get access to that kind of teleservice, a virtual support group, right? Those first 6 weeks are they're hardcore, they're life and death. So that first 6 weeks of, as you call it, teledoula or virtual support group is definitely needed. So that's one way we want to branch out and just in our ask.
Gauze underwear, ice packs, bloody nipples. I just like this hit like we plan so much for the baby and we don't plan for ourselves postpartum. I think that is just incredibly powerful. I want to go back to this community thing because I think it's really, really important. I'd love truth and caretaking is happening more and more postpartum. Communities are sprouting and there's like honesty and transparency. What unique, distinct, and unmet need are you going to deliver through your community that's not being met on new mom Facebook groups, on TikTok, on Instagram right now? Give me the distinct and unmet need you're going to fill that's going to galvanize a community outside of just Facebook or other support groups that exist right now.
Showing them how to heal. How do you heal? Like it's C-section Awareness Month was all of August. How do you heal your C-section scar? After you leave the hospital and you're home, how do you get out of your bed? That's one of the issues I had. How do you roll, tuck, put your legs up, hump over, so the realness of it, showing you that as a mom, your body didn't fail you. Your body is it did what it needed to do to bring life into this world. A lot of validation around that. So a lot of moms, don't know how to heal. They go home and sit out and wait out the healing process. So a lot of what I show here, like how to use a perineal balm, how to use a nipple balm. And then the rawness around that, right? So that's why I said we're done sugarcoating. So you'll look at it and even TikTok is all gimmicky and blah, 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 and nice fancy, like all the niceness of it all. And the jokes come with it because that's always another point too. But I present the realness of it all, the rawness, the vulnerability. And I think that's what separates me. And that's what women come and that's what they say. They don't really prepare us for the post party. Huge props for educating and, really showing us what to expect. I bled for 6 weeks after giving birth and no one told me I would have bled for 6 weeks.
Night sweats. Who knew?
Yeah. So like showing you what night sweats look like or what to expect, just that expectation of rawness and realness. That's what I'm giving. And that's what I have that, others maybe shy away from, but I'm sticking with it.
I would just say, hearing a lot of these things that my wife experienced who also dealt with postpartum after each of our 3 children, it would have been great having a lot of these resources in advance. Yeah. I think the thing that's always challenging, like you mentioned, is a lot of times, before the baby comes, everyone's talking about the baby clothes and the wipes and all the super fun things. And you know that this is important. How do you mix the two? So that, people don't just want to hear about the horror stories, even though you need to hear them. But there's got to be a way, I think, where you're sharing with the excitement of the moment and also including the reality of what you're probably going to experience going forward. Do you think there's a way that you can do that? Or are you already doing that?
Yeah, I am. I share, there's about 3,000 plus moms in my weekly newsletter. And the newsletter starts off by just saying self-care is more than bubble bath and facials. We share self-care, ways to self-care. So the beginning approach is you're pregnant, we're telling you how to self-care. And then we're carrying you on that journey all the way through, right? What's happening in the world of moms, what you should know about. And we're bringing you on that journey from you saying you're pregnant and self-caring. And, it's more than bubble bath, it's information. It's what you need to know. So carrying you on that journey all the way. And we're like, listen, this crap happens in postpartum. I love the nursery. I love all this stuff. I love the baby bag. I love the diaper bag. But this is the real. Get ready for this real read. And then I think the rub for me sometimes is how real or raw do I go? I don't want to turn off moms too much because some moms want the realness. Like, give it to me. Like, that's how I was. And others are like a little bit shy. So my in-between is kind of like to carry you on that journey. So if you go on the website, it's a newsletter at the bottom that says, join my newsletter. Let's hear about mom. Let's provide validation, support to women. Let's find out what's happening in the world of women and carry them along that journey. And bam, here you are, postpartum.
Thank you.
Congrats, Ruth. We need this.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
To vote, Visit Razorfy.co and select today's event. Enter your donation for the pitches you loved and click the donate button to proceed to checkout. Review and confirm your donation once more by tapping donate. And finally, key in your payment info to cast your vote. Voting will be open for 7 days. And remember, there's a $5 minimum for your vote to count. Your donation keeps a Black or brown women in business. You are changing the world with Black Girl Ventures.
I went from being bullied to being the Brittle Queen. Hello, my name is Natasha Brown Wainwright, and I am the CEO of Natasha Just Brittle. I'm also hailed the Brittle Queen and Chief Brittle Maker. People who know my story know that Natasha's Just Brittles began by teaching my daycare children a lesson in business. But the origins truly began in the summer of 1983 when I tried to take my life because I was being bullied. My grandmother told me 3 things that would shape me into the woman I am today. First, she said that my life was not my own to take. Second, she said that I was here to serve God, family, and community. And last, she said that I was here to serve a purpose. Shortly after, my grandmother started to take a few hours from her Social Security check so that I can buy ingredients to make yummy desserts. Birthed in December 2009, Natasha's Just Brittle specializes in hand-cut artisan brittle made in 40 delicious flavors and counting. We take our brittle bits and incorporate them in our handcrafted chocolate treats, and we take our brittle syrup and make delicious gourmet brittle popcorn. And let's not forget my Sneakerdoodle Brittle Crunch cookie. You can say that I put brittle bits on everything. In 2017, I was featured on QVC, but that opportunity almost slipped through my fingers because I needed a licensed facility to produce my products. I looked everywhere and no one would help me. So I created a small batch manufacturing facility to create my own confections. I have operated Natasha's Just Brittle production facility for 4 years with a staff of 3 people. We have been on the shelves of Whole Foods, supermarket, Harvest Fair, and other specialty shops around Maryland. We provide confections for corporations like the Baltimore Convention Center, Visit Baltimore, and Capital One. The problem? There are not any manufacturing facilities catering to intermediate food producers. Since COVID, many businesses are being started by women out of necessity. During this month alone, I have started 3 women in my commercial kitchen who lost their jobs due to COVID. Coming in September 2021, Made with Pride, a full-service processing plant to develop sweet treats, coffees, and teas. I expect 5 out of 8 of these manufacturers to be women of color. Today, I am here seeking $200,000 to finish Made with Pride. Funds will be used to secure a 25-foot double-sided hood, manufacturing equipment, shelving, small wares, and most importantly, a processing team. This processing plant will not only be the saving grace for other intermediate manufacturers, but it will help me tempt more households with the sweet taste of Natasha's Just Brittle.
Natasha, I'm getting very hungry as you present. Those look amazing. Such gorgeous product photography and distribution efforts on your own brand. You're obviously, such a leader and a mentor to these other young entrepreneurs that you want to come in and facilitate. Can you just help me understand how much of this raise in your vision is for the Made with Pride processing plant? And therefore, others, and kind of what's the business model there, right? Like who comes in here and are they, are you charging some sort of fractional rent for them? Is that the business model for this 200K? Or
yes, ma'am.
What percentage is to scale Natasha, is to scale your brand? Help me understand the split.
Well, I run a commercial kitchen, and it's a dual commercial kitchen and manufacturing facility. I have run out of space, so I am separating my processing plant from the commercial kitchen, and that you will see in the shaded area. So a lot of it is for Natasha's Just Brittle, but to fund it, my idea was to bring in 8 manufacturers to grow their business right alongside me so that we can have their processing team to help us with our products and to scale our brands. Basically, there is no small processing plants for the type of products I spoke about: cakes, cookies, donuts, ice cream, juice, sauces. You may find a processing plant that just make sauces or just do juices. But I find as an African-American woman, it's very hard to afford those type of things. Since I already have this model and I'm knowledgeable in manufacturing, the idea is to help other companies along with Natasha's Just Brittle grow. My model always has been, if I eat, we all gonna eat.
Awesome.
Sorry. Have you considered, so you talked about, when we're talking about sweets and candies and baked goods and those things, I mean, I would imagine that's a pretty crowded space. There's a lot of people that are playing there. But when you're discussing a processing plant and having there not be other places like that that are serving that industry, do you think the greater opportunity might be for you to focus here and really see where you can take that and not only be assisting people as they grow their businesses, but bring in additional revenue for you that you could scale?
I thought about like using co-packing and things of that nature. And then again, other large processing plants, they don't help the small business person. You already have to be producing 100,000 units for them to even take a phone call or provide you with an email. There is no distribution for a person like me, a small business that has the capabilities of growing or branding or manufacturing their own product. And a lot of people are kind of particular about their recipes. I've had things stolen from me. And long story short, I made a bra and I was about maybe 26 years old. I went to a patent attorney and somehow it landed in Victoria's Secrets. So we don't like sharing our recipes and our ideals. So if I can have the recipes on our plant and we self-manufacture, we feel more comfortable with that. And I think I can help those people just grow their brands and myself because we need the space as well.
So I'm going to be the third judge in a row that sort of hits on the same things. First of all, you win the Lemonade Out of Lemons award. Your story is so consistently of you showing amazing grit in the face of adversity. And I sense you may be sitting on a really big backable idea, which is enabling small businesses, particularly with underrepresented founders, and incubating them in the form of a physical space that's a kitchen. And I think you could bring strategy and physical kitchen space to enable a whole new way of working post-pandemic. And my question for you is simply, my advice is focus. Are you a brittle business or are you a kitchen business? Pick one. They're both worthy, but I think it'd be very hard to do. It's hard enough to do one.
I'm glad you said that. So I have hired 2 chefs. My dual kitchen has operated as a processing plant for the first 2 years I was there, since 2017. 2018, it became a dual commercial kitchen. The only reason why I feel like I can do this is because I have 2 chefs in the kitchen that are, experienced in doing the kitchen management and everything of that nature. So they will be taking over the kitchen. So I have 2 people taking over the commercial kitchen. My only focus now is the processing plant. That's in 5 years, I want to be a larger processing plant helping smaller brands. And it's
backable
schooling. This is my time to learn. So that's why I'm out of the commercial kitchen game.
My question for you is, have you considered grants? Have you looked at grants instead of traditional fundraising? There are not-for-profits that will write institutional grants for exactly this kind of small business enablement.
Yes, ma'am. That's the only reason why my business is here today. I have never secured any type of, I'm trying to get myself bankable. I've only used grants and pitch competition money. In the last 4 years that I've been open, I've probably won about $200,000 in grants and pitch competition money combined.
Awesome, Natasha. Congratulations on all that traction. Very impressive.
Thank you, guys.
To vote, visit Razorfy.co and select today's event. Enter your donation for the pitches you loved and click the donate button to proceed to checkout. Review and confirm your donation once more by tapping donate. And finally, key in your payment info to cast your vote. Voting will be open for 7 days. And remember, there is a $5 minimum for your vote to count. Your donation keeps a Black or brown women in business. You are changing the world with Black Girl Ventures.
Stress affects us all. However, there is no universal way that it affects our mind and skin. And the stress of this past year has actually manifested itself into our lives mentally and physically. I'm Symphony, founder of Lotus for Our Own. I launched this brand in 2017 after not finding products in the market that could truly integrate into my Reiki profession and yoga practice that supported overall well-being of the mind and skin, nor aligned with clean beauty. Since there is no legal definition for it, brands and retailers have varying standards and explanations, which cause confusion to consumers, added stress, and my goal is to clear that up. Lotus for Our Own is a clean skincare wellness brand that uses plant-powered ingredients infused with holistic blends that balance the mind and skin of consumers affected by stress without hurting the planet. My goal is to be the #1 trusted clean beauty brand that addresses overall skincare holistically to usher in a movement where holistic clean beauty becomes a standard instead of a niche. According to the Global Wellness Institute, the wellness economy is worth a little over $1 trillion globally, with the clean beauty industry being worth $22 billion by 2024. So it is rapidly growing with no signs of slowing down. 72% of consumers globally place an importance on purchasing products that are clean and healthy. I currently offer 4 yogi-inspired holistic essential oil blends, which are infused in 3 different products. Our lotion candle is by far the best seller as it provides a moisturizer in its solid form, a warming oil to massage into the skin when lit, or an aromatherapeutic fragrance to take throughout the home. I've been featured in Yogi Surprise that has 3,500 subscribers, Stationary Trends. I have a retail presence in 2 locations. I'm a recent graduate of a business cohort and was recently selected to partner with a local store that's featuring local brands making a local impact. Currently, our team consists of myself, founder and lead formulator, Amanda Williams, our freelance creative strategist and content manager, and our social media intern who will oversee our social media content. Brands in our competitive landscape claim to be clean beauty, but use ingredients that are derived through a chemical process or synthetic and or have limited use, which is what gives Lotus for Our Own an advantage in trending clean beauty. Despite a minimal downturn in 2020 due to the pandemic as it disrupted our distribution channel from in-person to online, my goal is to increase our online sales by testing out paid ads so I can gather data on my ideal customers, retarget potential customers, and evaluate ways to use that data to drive a digital marketing strategy. I'm a solopreneur who has been bootstrapping this business by myself, and I'm asking for $150,000 for operations, branding, and marketing. Thank you.
I love the term solopreneur, first of all, and your presentation was great. One of the things that I think is really interesting, essential oils, aromatics, all these things, it's a crowded space. But I will say, when I saw the lotion candle, I've never heard of anything like that, and I think people will be extremely excited about it. Do you have other products in that space? Because that's truly unique, and I think that alone could be something, a gateway that could lead you into so many different pathways of success.
So there are, but it's very limited because when people think of a candle, how do I say it? It's almost like them processing. So when you say lotion candle, they're still thinking candle to put through the air, not really for the bottle, even for the body, even though they take a regular candle and ask, can they pour it on their body? So the market is really small, but really big at the same time, because there are many people who want to do it. It's just a matter of educating them and how to use it and showing them as well.
I'm gonna double click on that. I don't know if you saw my face, but I was like, "What?" I get that as like a self-care moment. I think that this is a very crowded space, and it's very hard to get to scale. And a lot of the biggest wins in the personal care space seem to come with new category invention. I mean, like body wash or 2-in-1 shampoo. It just drives a whole bunch of innovation. I can't help but wonder if you're sitting on something with a lotion candle. I've never heard of it. I get it. It's going to take education, but there's something about like, can you be the product inventor business instead of just building what's already out there and trying to have differentiation, because there's a lot of competition. So my question for you is, if you went back and you just said you're going to not provide a point of view, but you're going to in fact focus on just new and different product offerings, would that really change the amount of capital you need? Would that really change your go-to-market or how you're running your business? Because I think there's something very exciting in that new category. I've never heard of that before. I'm like, I'm gonna buy one and try it. Is there potential to push harder on that?
So my intent is actually to be the Aveda of Calgon. It's getting me to encourage consumers to put themselves first in all aspects of their life through taking care of them. So hence why the lotion candle became available. Since it was something that people kept asking the market, can you put that candle in me because it smells so good? I was just like, you know what? Well, let me create this and see if that translates over. But it's more of it's a very deep central product, right? It's not something where generally when you're coming home from work, you're thinking about it, unless you're already mentally in that space. So what my aim is, and what we plan to do through our marketing strategy, is creating that element. Again, like I said, I'm looking to be the Aveda of Calgon. So using some of those elements for people to really say, you know what, when I've gotten through with dealing with the 9 to 5, the kids, the chores, and everything else, I'm going to indulge in this very product right here.
So, Symphony, go ahead, Amanda.
I was just going to chime in. It's like those peel off masks that you see on TikTok, and everyone, we put those masks on our face, like a whole category has been created. This candle goes with that moment when you're sitting there with 20 minutes with that thing on your face. Like to me, it's the body version of the face mask that so many people are now buying.
I love that. I think, Symphony, we're all excited for you, and we all want you to be successful, and we're all just cognizant of how crowded the space is. Right. And so it's like, what's that thing? You bring such passion, you have such vision, but what's that thing that's going to give you a little lead to like get you in there and really differentiate the brand? But like, you're going to be successful, and we believe in you. Tell us about operationalizing this and co-manufacturing. I mean, who's making this when you have hit those higher levels of scale? You can't do it artisanally by hand. Can you scale this? Do you trust clean supply chain to build this at scale for you?
Okay, so that is our plan over the next year. I want to say one to 2 years, which is finding a cosmetic manufacturing plant that makes by hand. I actually found one that was in Daytona, Florida, but because they're not locally in Atlanta, and I'm the type, I'm kind of micromanaging right now. I like to pop in and see what's going on. But through what they did for us in our initial launch, it was completely satisfactory. So as we see ourselves going towards being in more retail locations and getting an increase in orders, we are looking at doing, delegating that part of fulfilling retail orders through custom manufacturing. But some things that are just small, I'll still be handling them in-house with a small team. And then aside from that, we're investing a lot of funds into building a strong marketing campaign. So this is it. How this product is going to be that number one rise is through a strong visual campaign, showing people not only what what the product is, but showing them the after effects, what the solution it's going to give for them, which is the calming, which is the self-care. So with bringing on a marketing strategist, a branding strategist who has that visual element to be able to create that story, we plan on running these ads through Facebook, maybe some in-store signage, through our email list, creating a community. I call them Lotus flowers for now, but just getting the whole hype about it and getting people really into it. So it's just not something that I'm only using as a last minute item, but something that becomes a daily thing that you do.
To vote, visit Razorfy.co and select today's event. Enter your donation for the pitches you loved and click the donate button to proceed to checkout. Review and confirm your donation once more by tapping donate. And finally, key in your payment info to cast your vote. Voting will be open for 7 days. And remember, there's a $5 minimum for your vote to count. Your donation keeps a Black or brown women in business. You are changing the world with Black Girl Ventures.
Uncomfortable Revolution is building an inclusive lifestyle brand where body positivity includes disability. Because disabled people are some of the most marginalized, 50% less likely to have a job, and almost 50% of people killed by US police have a disability. Adam Trammell was tased to death during a mental health crisis. Deaf people get shot because they can't hear hands up. It's good we're talking about policing when it comes to race, but a variable hardly mentioned is disability. And Adam's story could be my story. I too live with mental illness. So we decided to spark some conversation. We run an online magazine and shop focused on disability. Media representation is required for equity because we can't begin to talk about rights until people see us as human. We're reclaiming our humanity with our products, which are conversation starters on disability and inclusion. We have 2 goals: create a disability culture that celebrates pride and show that we're a vibrant consumer segment. There are 1 billion disabled people in the world with $8 trillion in discretionary spending, yet hardly anyone makes products for us. So our primary business has been B2C, targeting disabled people and their allies in the US. All our corporate customers are converted retailers, so our focus is to grow this business line and target DEI professionals. There's increasing demand for custom printed t-shirts from both retailers and corporate buyers, expected to grow to a $7.5 billion market by 2028, with North America at 20% market share. Where we outpace our competitors is our combo of high aesthetic messaging that taps into the zeitgeist and mission. Our customers less concerned about the shirt than what's printed on it and who printed it. And the feedback is incredible. I got a message from a police officer thanking me for tools to confront biases. Messages like this one show us that what we're doing is not just wanted, but needed. People even thank Facebook for our ad. No greater testimony to product market fit than that. And so we're at a proof of market stage now. We did a Facebook ad spend in February, and we're at $160K in revenue year to date with a $57 average cart value and a 2.5% conversion rate, where 2 to 2.2 is industry average. We're also stocked at a campus bookshop and a black hair salon, and we're talking to 2 disability-friendly cafes and Starbucks. I'm an MIT alum, and my co-founder and I have a combined 20 years design, marketing, and management experience. Dr. Wendy Ross, former CNN hero, is our champion, and Chid Liberty, who founded Africa's first fair trade apparel manufacturer, is an advisor. Our ask is $150,000. We'll use the money to move from print on demand to a fulfillment partner so we can increase our margins and control quality, which affects repeat customer rate. We'll also expand our customer acquisition strategy and make a part-time e-commerce hire, and we'll contact a customer service partner. When people tell me they need my product, I pay attention. We're serving a market that's been routinely excluded. And more than a brand, we're building a movement, and we want you to join us.
So impactful, Corinne. Congratulations. This is really important and necessary. And, I think we can all thank you for the trailblazing work that you're doing. My question is about focus. It's a theme that's come up today. But I can see like so many possibilities with this, this really, I like mission critical line that you have. And so are you focusing on media and community, or are you focusing on fashion and apparel? Are you focusing on B2B? Are you focusing on B2C? Like you're this is a giant vision that you have. Can you crystallize for us a little bit more how you're going to bring it to market and what your sequence really is?
Yeah, absolutely. We see ourselves as a lifestyle brand first, and embedded in that is community. We've been running a magazine for 3 years, so we really tried to embed ourselves in our community and listen to the important conversations. But our focus really is our e-commerce store. Like I said, it's really important for us to show that disability is a consumer market. So our focus is we have seen success with D2C, and because all of our corporate customers really were just converted retailers that we hadn't pursued aggressively, this is something we want to focus on for the next year, growing that B2B side. But that really is where our focus is right now.
Great.
I am obsessed. I love your product. I think you really managed to, you said you hit into the zeitgeist, but you did it with really cool apparel, like that bag, if you can be anything, be inclusive. I think you're really sitting on something here. So I want to just focus on distribution. Really, my question is, how can I be helpful to you? But I'll ask, like, what is your method? Is it an affordable model to scale just through Facebook advertising? Do you need to be in an Amazon store? Do you need to be in Target stores? Like, what's your vision? If just focusing on apparel distribution and apparel sales, what to you is the path of least resistance to get you where you want to be?
Yeah, absolutely. So our first thing is to get out of print on demand because the margins are high. So we really are looking for a fulfillment partner. Right now, we actually want our focus to be D2C online. In terms of scalability, we actually want to take the model more to also a creator-led community as well. That's further down the line. But in terms of distribution, I think in terms of scaling, we definitely want to be in brick and mortar shops. We want to be physically where our consumer is. At the same time, we also know that the disability customer is largely online. They follow a lot of influencers, and it's very community driven and community led. So we also want to make sure we're reaching our customer and controlling our customer.
I'm dead serious. I think you should go to Urban Outfitters right now and see if there's a pre-order. I think you need to think big, and I think you need to start thinking about retail chains who understand that statements and apparel mix. And I would start saying, is it really e-commerce, or is distribution is marketing? Should this be in certain retail stores that are dying to be relevant?
Yep.
Absolutely.
As Amanda mentioned, I'm obsessed with the product as well, the statement shirts. I have a daughter on the spectrum, and it's nice to be able to have apparel that, speaks to her needs and make sure that it's normalized and people understand. So I really love the work that you've done. One of the things that you mentioned was talking through how you will have repeat customers, because a lot of people will either themselves or someone in the family find a great product, but how do you get them to come back? Will there be future evolutions of the product line so that people will continue to be interested?
Yeah, absolutely. So what's really unique about us is I think people are following a brand and not a product, which gives us the ability to do a lot of fast pivot. Like, people aren't here for the products, they're here to see the next design. And so what we're really positioning the store as is it's more about designs, and we want to really tailor campaigns and releasing of new designs and new products to keep people excited, because today's consumer really wants a lot of customization and fast changing products. So we're making the focus about the design, and it's all about the messaging about releasing a new design and getting everyone excited and anticipating that next design.
Can I just add also, you have a wonderful energy, and anytime someone needs someone to speak on their behalf, they should send you.
Oh, thank you so much.
You can tell that you guys have a extensive experience in design also, Corinne. The presentation was really polished and professional. So congratulations. We all want to help.
Thank you so much. Well, I'm open to help.
To vote, visit Razorfy.co and select today's event. Enter your donation for the pitches you loved and click the donate button to proceed to checkout. Review and confirm your donation once more by tapping donate. And finally, key in your payment info to cast your vote. Voting will be open for 7 days. And remember, there's a $5 minimum for your vote to count. Your donation keeps a Black or brown women in business. You are changing the world with Black Girl Ventures.
Hello, my name is Kelly Williams, and I'm the founder and CEO of Curacao. We are a non-toxic skincare company dedicated to giving parents and caregivers alike the peace of mind in knowing there is an organic and effective option to cure unwanted diaper rash. Diaper rash is a pain for the entire family, especially when you have a child with very sensitive skin. My daughter, Juliana, had consistent bouts with diaper rash as a toddler. Food intolerance only exacerbated her skincare issues, and it was very difficult for me to find a non-toxic solution free of dyes, fragrances, pegs, parabens that also provided maximum strength bump protection, and Curacao was born. I developed Curacao as a maximum strength diaper rash solution that is safe enough even for the most sensitive skin. We are made with 5 minimalist ingredients, a label parents can read, understand, and have confidence in. The benefit of our product is its ultra-rich, thick, shielding consistency. The product is formulated to adhere to the skin, stay on, and survive diaper changes, providing maximum strength protection for your baby's bone. Curacao is the only BIPOC-founded, operated, organic diaper rash brand sold in prestige and mass retail. We are also clean. We're free of synthetic ingredients, dyes, artificial fragrances, and other toxic ingredients, making our brand safe for sensitive skin and distinguishing us from our competitors. The diaper rash industry is a $5 billion industry, of which 50% is a serviceable, available market. There is a growing focus on natural products, specifically from BIPOC brands, and this positions Curacao for a $20 million serviceable, obtainable market. We are currently sold direct to consumer via Curacao.com and on Amazon.com, where we rank on the top page for organic diaper rash paste. We're also sold in prestige, where we sold out of our first purchase order at Nordstrom within 2 days. We have an account in the natural space at Whole Foods, and we were recently accepted into the Walgreens Ready for Retail Accelerator, where we pitched the retail and the opportunity for grant funding to support our first purchase order this summer. We are also currently located in small wholesale accounts, such as brick and mortar stores and clean beauty brick and mortar stores as well. The Curacao brand has seen some early traction. Within 12 months, we've served over 2,500 consumers. We actually launched in 2018, but due to a house fire that destroyed my personal belongings as well as all of my inventory, we had to take a hiatus until Q4 2020, where we relaunched with success. Shortly after our relaunch, we landed in Nordstrom, we got the Whole Foods and the Walgreens opportunity. So our expected revenue for 2021 is $250,000 with the ability to scale to $1 million in 2022 off of our first SKU. The future of Curacao is very bright. We're expanding our product line to include additional certified organic baby products. That includes 2 organic bath and body washes, a bath moisturizer, as well as a baby bath oil. We are fundraising $500,000 to support our direct-to-consumer marketing efforts, and that includes Facebook, Instagram, and Amazon PPC ad spend, as well as our retail expansion, inventory to expand our full line into Whole Foods as well as into Nordstrom, and advertising dollars to essentially support these launches. And lastly, digital and marketing support. We have a lean team made of 3 people, and we are so grateful for the opportunity to pitch to you because we know that BIPOC founders are growing in many retail categories, and we are significantly underrepresented in the baby space. And we know that with your growth and partnership, our team can take Curacao to the next level and service many more families. Thank you.
Go ahead. Sorry.
Kelly, congratulations. And I'm so sorry for all that you went through in 2020 with the fire. I'm sure that was just unbelievably hard. So congrats on landing on your feet, and the Nordstrom account, like huge props coming out of such a difficult year for so many reasons. So congratulations. I was just waiting for the line extension slide. The whole time I'm thinking, what's next? What's next? Because it sounds like you've got this one awesome product, but like, how does she become bigger? How do we make sure that Curacao, gets not just to $1 million annually, but to $1 million a month, right? Like what firepower can we throw on Curacao to make sure she's got, enough room in the planogram and enough products for people to buy to make that e-commerce business make sense. So can you talk a little bit, thinking about those next products, about like who your partners are there, like formulation? I mean, products is the efficacy is everything. People loving it sounds like they love the diaper rash already. How do you make sure that you've got the right formulation team so that they love the other products that are coming? Talk about formulation a little bit.
Thank you. So I actually did, in terms of coming up with my own ingredients for the diaper rash paste, and I've also formulated my entire line. So I use an FDA certified laboratory actually on the West Coast, and they formulated my diaper cream based upon the ingredients I was interested in, and they did the same thing for our body wash, our moisturizer, and our oil. And they all have a minimalist profile, meaning 7 or less ingredients. And we've gone through stability testing, and they are ready actually for production.
Exciting.
Yes, I'm very excited. Thank you.
So I really liked your packaging. I like your design, and even the aesthetics of this presentation. I think that this is a very strong sort of aesthetic play where your products look like they belong in Nordstrom, but they also look like they could belong in a Walgreens and stand out. But I just wonder, should they be in a Walgreens? There's probably a very premium price point here, and there's probably specialness here.
Yes.
Is there a more creative distribution strategy, rather than relying on Target and Walgreens, that will allow you to appeal to your type of mom in a way where the distribution is as special as the product itself? Are there other products that ship stuff to new moms where you could be, in a partnership? Are there other retail stores, whether, makers of unbelievable organic soft things for babies? Like, I encourage you, instead of like hoping for the holy grail of being in a Walmart, maybe you never should be. How do you think about distribution as marketing, and who really is the holy grail of perfect fit for you, not just massive distribution? Have you thought, is there anyone on your wish list?
Yes. So the top of my wish list is actually mass distro, and that is Target, because they've really made a shift into carrying more, and they will continue to make the shift into carrying more upscale select products. And they're doing it in categories like beauty. And I actually think that the baby category will be next or very close behind. And they are just leading in terms of sales in the baby space. I do agree. And a large portion of my money will be invested into general marketing and distribution directly from the Curacao website to consumers and increasing brand recognition. But Target is still the #1 supplier of baby products at this time. And, I have, through a brokerage firm, been talking to Target, but I need at least $250,000 to even support a retail launch, because more important than landing an account there would be staying there. Yeah. And I know that there's just much more funding and general digital marketing and sales and coupon support and funding that I need to even do well with a large account like Target. But they still, because of their reach, are my top wish list. Nordstrom, Bloomingdale's, which I'm working with, they have not confirmed a purchase order yet. The prestige beauty buyers are not buying as significant. So Curacao has done well there and sold out quickly. But in terms, there's a complete difference between the sales that I do on Nordstrom.com versus a traditional like Amazon.com, where moms and parents are going on a consistent basis to buy the product.
I was thinking similar to Amanda when you initially said Whole Foods and Nordstrom and then Walgreens. So when you initially started going down that path, was the intent to go to higher end retailers, or what actually led you there, knowing that Target is what you would like to land ultimately?
Yeah, so I think the higher end retailers were actually the retailers that were willing to work with a smaller brand and to support a smaller essentially purchase order. At the time when I relaunched again in Q4 2020, I did not have $1 million to really support a national launch within a CVS in health or even within a Target. And so they were just willing to support the account and basically do a test market. How well are you doing on the West Coast, and just work with smaller brands there, similar to what Walgreens is interested in doing. And because of the packaging and the brand aesthetic, it is, as you guys have said, more palatable for folks like Masonette and the Todd and Nordstrom and Bloomingdale's.
Well, congratulations, Kelly. This is obviously, I wish you were around for those. It always seemed to happen on a birthday, the worst diaper rashes, or birthday, christening, the moments when the kid was just crying all day long. So I wish you were around.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Thank you.
To vote, visit Razorfy.co and select today's event. Enter your donation for the pitches you loved and click the donate button to proceed to checkout. Review and confirm your donation once more by tapping donate. And finally, key in your payment info to cast your vote. Voting will be open for 7 days. And remember, there is a $5 minimum for your vote to count. Your donation keeps a Black or brown women in business. You are changing the world with Black Girl Ventures.
The biggest thing that I'll share that was thematic through a lot of the presentations that we had today is really just trying to have focus. When you're starting a new business, there's so many things that you want to tackle, and you see so many different opportunities on how large different industries are. But so many places are also crowded. So if you could really find where you excel, where you really have the opportunity, whether it's from the actual product, the distribution, whatever that may be, lean into that soul strength, and maybe other things will come from it later on. But trying to narrow down the focus, I think, initially would be really helpful.
Yeah, I'd usually say something different, maybe talk about resilience and the importance of resilience, but every single presentation does not need to hear a message about resilience. It was a lesson in resilience. So I'm just going to say that the most important asset any founder has is in fact not her money, but rather her time. And it is so important that you spend time to think about the business instead of just running the business, to ask yourself, is this going to drive me closer to my goals, or is it just worthwhile? We spend a lot of time on stuff that's worthwhile. And what we need to do is know the real drivers of revenue, of sustainability, of things that let you sleep through the night. Worthwhile and driving the business forward are not the same things. And so much of the job is being able to try to figure out which is which, turn those off, and focus relentlessly on those.
I saw so much heart and soul today in every single one of these founders. I mean, their own personal stories. They're just like against the odds. Amanda said turning lemons into lemonade, and every single one of these founders had those formative, hard, moments that inspired them to get where they are with these products. I mean, there was so much heart and soul in every single one of them. Now, what I want for these 8 founders is to take that passion and to take that pride and all of the love that they've poured into these brands. And if their goal is scale, if their goal is monetization, now I think it's time for all of these 8 incredible founders to focus really on customer acquisition or distribution to nail the business plan. So I think that's like the next level for all these founders. It is always harder than you think to acquire a customer. It's always more expensive. You think one channel is going to work and then it doesn't. And then the next one doesn't. And so it's just relentless pursuit of channels and of acquisition strategies, and then leaning into retention marketing to get them to come back, which ultimately translates to profitability. So props for these incredible breakthrough brands. Many of them have already demonstrated an up into the right curve. And now I think it's just really, I would advise all the founders to focus on customer acquisition and building that sales funnel.
What's up, y'all? I'm Shelly Bell, the founder CEO of Black Girl Ventures. Thank you for watching another BGV Pitch competition. You know what to do next. Go to Razorfy.co to vote with your dollars for the pitch that you favor. That's right, that's RAISIFY.co to vote for the pitch that you favor. Your vote will keep Black or brown women in business. You are changing the world with Black Girl Ventures. To vote, visit Razorfy.co and select today's event. Enter your donation for the pitches you loved and click the donate button to proceed to checkout. Review and confirm your donation once more by tapping donate. And finally, key in your payment info to cast your vote. Voting will be open for 7 days. And remember, there's a $5 minimum for your vote to count. Your donation keeps Black or brown women in business. You are changing the world with Black Girl Ventures.